Hello everyone, this is in Unity, and this is a little tutorial on how to make a terrain like this actually in Unity. Because people think that making games is easy, which it can be. Let's just delete that terrain. Actually no, let's just create a new scene, save, and create a terrain. This is what you normally start out with. This just a terrain. You can, let's see, yep, those. You can just like raise the terrain, play around with it, and make a little terrain. But as you can see, this doesn't really look all that good, and it looks a little bit, well, just say it looks shit. So what do? You may have already seen it. This program is really useful. It's called L3DT, which stands for Large 3D Terrain Generator. This is the professional version, which is $37.50, 26 euros something. But you can get a free version and you can just use it all the same. This just has less limitations. The first thing you're gonna do is create a new project. Let's just keep it simple, designable map. Just for the sake of time, because larger maps take longer to generate and create, I'll just pick I'll just pick this size, and I'll bring this down to 1. You can see here the world size, 512 by 512 meters, which is a quarter square kilometer. Go to next. This you can just leave as it is, doesn't really matter. And here you can just select your design map parameters. You can say, I want a lot of sea, so I'll just do this. I want it to be quite mountainous. I want a big mountain. I want small hills and mountains and peaks. Noise strength, no noise or very high strength. No shape, fractal, very jaggedy or very smooth. I guess I should really experiment with that a bit more. Cliffs and terraces, none. Everything's round and hilly. This has many. Cliffs and terraces, very large flat surfaces, very more like a stairs. Like stairs. It's the best thing I can come up with. So I'll just put that. Erosion. This is one of my favorite things. Erosion is, if I go back here and open up Arctic World for a second, I'll just save this as tutorial. Go back to the Arctic World. You can see these lines here. That's like erosion from the rain, from the heat. Well, not heat in this case, but water. If it flows over a rock or mud or whatever, it'll start to carve out like a little path, and it'll go right there and just flow down, and then it'll dig out a bit of rock. Then the next bit of water will do just the same, because water will follow the lowest point. So then the first bit of water creates a path. The next bit of water will follow the same path because it's the lowest point. So it'll follow that. It will get deeper. The next bit of water will do just the same thing, and it will go on for millions and millions and millions of years. And then eventually you'll get this deep paths and everything, and it'll make everything look so much better. So you can see a little bit of erosion here, you can see a little bit of erosion there, just everywhere. This is one of my favorite things to set a bit high. Lakes are well self-explanatory, I guess. Just put it there. Now, just for the sake of variety, I will put this to desert, because we already have an Arctic world let's just create a desert world as well. Now we can get to the calculation queue. Design map is standard. That's what you really want. Design map is basically the seed of everything else. It's basically the most important bit. It's the basis of everything else. The height field, we're gonna need that. We really do. We don't need a water map. We will need an attributes map. We need the normals and we need a texture map. Normals are not essential, but they are nice to have. Next, attributes map. This is a little bit different in the non-professional version, so I will just not touch this really all that much. Normal mapping. I'll just leave this as this because you cannot toy with it in the free version. I'm not going to use the light map. I'm going to use the high resolution texture. This is the maximum of high resolution texture in the free version. I can go up to a really big texture file for the terrain, but for the sake of argument and just letting you see the normal version, I will just use this. Now, let's go. Okay, and it'll start to generate. The good thing about this map I'm generating is that it's a small map. It's not the largest map you can make, and that's nice. That's really nice because it'll take just 2 minutes, 1 minute, maybe. It's now making the height field. It's the height map, which is, if you've seen those, you've probably seen those already. But there's like those black and white maps with little gradients and colors and everything. Oh, it's done. There's colors and all the fun stuff. No colors, sorry. The black and white with all those little lines and little. It looks like clouds, probably. Actually, I'll just pop over to the height field. It looks like this, minus the little red and blue lines. That's a height map. I can export this, and I can import this into Unity. So let's open up a tutorial. Now, this is flat, this is boring. We don't want this. Actually, maybe you do, but then you wouldn't be looking at this video. Now, this is a little preview of what it looks like. You can see that the terraces formed a bit here. This is the terrace over here. It'll go to a cliff and then another little flat surface. You can see this there as well. Yes, this looks quite cool. I will use this just so I don't have to generate another one. Escape. I'll go right mouse button on the tab. Export layer. Now this is very important. Unity will only take raw files. I already set it to the right one. Desert HM, which stands for height map. This is just something that I prefer. Save. This all looks fine. Export. I'll pop over to Unity. Click on the terrain. Go to this cog over here. Import raw. Desert height map. Open. This is very important. This is now set to Mac. I'm on a my Windows 7 machine. It detects automatically. I prefer to put this to the same sizes as well. 600 is a bit large, so I'll just put it down to 64. We can always change this. But if I keep this at Mac, I'll import this. It looks like that. It looks interesting, but this is not what you want. Maybe you do, I don't know. So I'll just re-import it and properly set it to Windows Import. Now you can see this is a bit flat. This is not as high and detailed. Well, it's just detailed. This is just the rendering distance doing this. If I get closer, you can see it's getting a bit more detail. But this is not as high and not as fast as the L3DT mountains and everything. So I'll just pop over. I'll go here in resolution. Select this. I'll double it to 128. No, that's not 128. That's more than that. 128. You can see it'll start to the mountains start to go higher, start to grow, start to be a bit more imposing. I go there again. I think I should be good with 256. There we go. This is more to your own taste. If I think this is way too high, I'd rather have this at 128 plus 64 is 192. Just from the top of my head, 192. I prefer this a lot more. Then you can just say, yes, I want this. Now, I will just save this. And let's just pop over back to Arctic World. And if I save this, save scene. Yes, okay, let's go to Arctic World. You can see there are textures. There's snow, there's rock, there's shadow, there's everything. Actually, shadow is not part of the texture, but here you can see if I just play this for a second, it's gray, it's dull, it's not lighted. I'll just pop over here, go to directional light, and we have a sun. Here, a sun. So if I now zoom around here, you can see the shadows, and just use the light to accentuate the little details, such as this a little bit of erosion here, that little bump over there. That you get the point. Now something silly happens in Unity, because if I export this, the texture map, export layer as a PNG. I prefer PNG. Doesn't really matter what you use. And I'll just export this as a desert texture map. TM. I don't resize it. It's 248. This is what you'll be using if you're using the free version. Okay. It'll export. It's done. Pop over there. It's now imported. As you can see. Select it to run. Edit textures. Add texture. Get over. Desert TM. Add. What you see now is not what you expect. This is because it takes a texture, shrinks it down, repeats it. This is what a normal texture would do. The idea behind this texture painter, which is in Unity, is that I should actually be using one texture of grass, paint the grass, one texture of rock, paint the rock, instead of just using one big texture, which it works. It's just more for, this one is more for demonstration purposes. So what's happening? It's set to size 15 by 15. The world is 512 by 512. So what I do is I put it to 512, 512, and hit apply. Let's see what's happening. Those textures look a little bit messed up. This is because Unity imports the raw file. I wouldn't say necessarily wrong, but it does. It imports the raw file in a different way that the L3DT editor exports it. For instance, if I would paint a big F right here, which you can do, by the way, you can just hit edit. Let's see, where's the terrain? No, I'm lost a bit. But you could edit it. You could just paint a big F over here, and you could see that Unity would take this entire texture, this entire height map, and would flip it around so that the F would be over here. Simple way to fix. Go to the file, assets, there's a text map. I will edit. Let's just wait for paint.net to open. I don't know if you can do this in Paint, but paint.net is free. It's nice, it works. It is brilliant for little edits like this. Image, flipped vertical, save. There. Okay, let's hop back to Unity. It should already have imported everything. It should have already flipped everything. It's already done. This is now your terrain. You can see the rock texture is in the right place. The little sand bit is where it is, right where it should be. It's essentially you're done now. But you, as I said, you can throw in normal mapping. So what I'll do is I have terrain over here. Terrain is a material. Let's just recreate it. Create material. I'll just call this terrain. It's not diffuse texture, it is nature, terrain, and bumped specular. Unless you want gloss, you want like shine to your world, you need to put this to black, save it, go to your terrain, click your terrain either in your hierarchy or in your world view. Go to, there it is, material. Nope, never mind. Material. And let's just go down, down, down to terrain. That's now the material of this. Terrain is now the material of the terrain. So if we toy around with the little shyness, you can see it starting to shine. It'll start to be a bit more metallic. Unless you really want this, I would recommend not doing this for obvious reasons. So let's just put it all the way down. Actually, red, you can make it shine red as well. Let's put it all the way back down to black. I'll just save. Click the terrain. Go to the textures, edit texture. Select normal map. And I think I've already imported this. I did not. So let's just do that quickly. Terrain normals. Export layer PNG. Desert NM for normal map. Doesn't really matter how you call it again. It's just for yourself. I like it this way. NM. Enter. Yeah, let's just resize for export. Let's make it 248 by 248. This is just for me, by the way. Crap, did I... Nah, hang on. Did I accidentally export it in a mosaic? Nope, I did not. Good. There's a normal map. Edit. And that's just flipped vertically. Again, save. Alright, save. There we go. And let's go down to desert and apply. And now the normal map is added in for just that little bit more detail. You can really see the shadows, and you can really see the little details and everything. So let's just pull it out again, just to show you the difference. This is without the normal map. Let's go down. This is with the normal map. You can see the big change here. Apply. The light, direction light, where is it? F. Huh. Alright. Apparently the light is now coming from the opposite direction. Huh. Well, anyway, that's probably a mistake on my part. I will have to look into this, but at least now you know how to create a good looking terrain. Let's pull out the normal map then. Apply. Now you know how to make a good looking terrain. Now you know how to import that terrain. And essentially you're now ready to start adding little buildings, bridges, units, you name it. Because this is already, you can walk around on this as well. If I just throw in a first person controller, delete main camera. Oops. First person controller, W, put it up a bit. There we go. You can already use this as a basis for an FPS or for a MMO if you are very good at coding and whatever, or making games. So yeah, this is a terrain. It looks like crap because this is a low resolution texture file which is on it, but you should actually just use this texture file as a basis for when you change it up, when you start really painting your terrain. For instance, I will edit, well, I won't be, maybe I do. Is there grass? Grass, nope, there's no grass texture. Let's just import it quickly. Import texture, terrain assets, import. Nope, there's grass, I saw it. Edit texture, add texture. Select actually just do sand. Is it sand? No. Desert? No. What is just the cliffs then? As you see, cliff rock. Add. These are rocks over here. I'll just go ahead and oops. Start painting. This is all set up the wrong way, so it's a bit hard for me to do. But I'll just start adding a little bit of textures, and yeah, you'll see that it'll start looking a lot better. Strength, maybe we should pull the strength down a bit. There we go. So you can now really see the detail. You can pull into this. You can just use this big ugly texture as a basis for where you should throw down the sand textures, for where you should throw down the rock textures, for where you should throw down the beach textures if you have water in your map. It's all really down to you and how you really want to do it. So that's that. There's a new terrain here. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. And good luck with your game, with whatever you're doing with this, whatever. Yeah, I'll see you.